Reported by Ari Moreau, the Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson once again did not participate in practice today. Asked about his status, head coach John Harbaugh said, I'm going to leave all that stuff alone and focus on the game and have these guys ready for the game. Today marks 31 days since Lamar suffered his knee injury, and me and you were both thinking that he should not come back and play this game. But I don't know if you remember when they first asked John Harbaugh about this game and they asked about Lamar's injury. They asked him if he's going to be coming back. Will he be coming back this season? He said, yeah. And I actually got some clips. I showed you the clips. I want everyone to see the clips what John Harbaugh was talking about. But let's hear what John Harbaugh had to say. This is from previous months prior. This is when Lamar Jackson first hurt his knee to this current day of events.
Definitive, but it's going to be a number, days to weeks. We'll see if he can go back this week. If not, it'll be sometime after that shortly. He's been through the MRIs, and I would say it's kind of week to week. It's going to be a weekly thing. So as the week goes on, we'll see for this week. It's probably less likely for this week, but it's not impossible. And then after that, it'll become more and more likely.
I mean, are you so optimistic, whether it's this week or not, that he is going to be able to come back at some point this year?
Sure, of course.
As far as Lamar, do you expect him to practice this week?
We just have to see. I don't know. I don't have an expectation until I hear more today. I'm just probably going to leave all that stuff alone. I'm going to focus on the game and just get ready to coach our guys and have our guys get ready to play. Definitive, but it's going to be a number.
And that last one was from what the current events of today. Like you said, it's a lot of things going on with Lamar. Maybe it is injury. Maybe it is, from my personal opinion, I feel like Lamar Jackson doesn't want to come back because he doesn't want to risk his body. He feels like they haven't paid him. And I think John Harbaugh knows exactly what's going on. That's why you seen in the last one, he's feeling kind of irritated because he thought Lamar Jackson would have been back by now, because Lamar Jackson probably did tell him, yeah, coach, I'll be back. I'll be able to play. But especially what's happened recently in the last couple of weeks, it's kind of, I feel like Lamar doesn't want to put his body at risk. He wants to get paid. He sees that the NFL, you just seen it. You could literally lose everything in the NFL like that. There's no time to be playing. If y'all want me to play, pay me. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
But what was your take on John Harbaugh and what he said, and what do you think is going on with Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, I agree with what you were saying too. I feel like there's more to it. Now that I was watching the clips, I feel like we obviously all seen the injury happen. We all know that with a knee injury it takes time, especially at quarterback, especially a mobile quarterback. But yeah, everybody was talking about Lamar Jackson before the season. Like if I was Lamar, I wouldn't even play a snap. Now that he's injured, they was even saying it too. Like when he first got hurt. I think he got banged up even like earlier in the season as well. They was like, man, I wouldn't play if I was Lamar. Da, da, da. And now he has like somewhat of like a serious like injury, because I don't think he ever really suffered something like this, like a knee injury before. So yeah, I feel like maybe his mom or like someone, his agent or someone close to him is telling him not to play.
And if you look at John Harbaugh on these clips, it looked like when he first started from when the injury originally happened, he sounded way more optimistic about Lamar Jackson. Oh, he's gonna be coming back. He should be back in a week. He should be back in 2 weeks. The doctor said he'll be all right, But then the closer it got to the current day, you could hear him just sounding less and less confident. And it had to be from Lamar. It had to be something that he was telling him. It can't be because of injury. Because if it was getting closer to the date, he should be getting more and more healthier. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, they did like he was annoyed just because they are in the middle of like kind of like they were like first in the division for a while, just even though they were losing a couple of games, and then they're in the middle of a playoff fight. They're in the middle of fighting for a playoff spot, division spot. So yeah, I feel like he might be annoyed just because he's like, damn, like obviously every coach wants to win, but when they don't have their starting quarterback, when they're kind of like without their their best piece of their team, then that's when they start getting frustrated, especially when they know maybe the player can play.
Yeah, and I want to say, like, So this is very similar to what Nick Saban had to say, but not exactly what Nick Saban had to say. Of course, this
Hey,
is
I was
college,
just
and this
thinking that. That's
you
crazy.
feel me? This is college, and this is the NFL. But I want to bring this up. So Nick Saban said, well, he's against the players, sitting out during the Pro Bowl games, or not Pro Bowl games, during the bowl games, and during certain championship games because they want to sit out and they want to get ready for the draft. And he said, what are they getting ready for? So I wanted to bring that up because you think about John Harbaugh, and he just kind of said the same thing. Lamar, in a way, should he be blamed and criticized in that same way for like giving up on his team?
I don't believe so. Just because it's not like he gave up, he got injured, And I feel like even his teammates, like, like a real true, not even just a teammate, but a true friend. You got to think like, damn, like this person is a human being, And like you mentioned earlier, Darren, like, like yo, shit, life could be over at any second, in a sense, not let alone your career. So I feel like as a teammate, you gotta think like, if this was my son or this was my brother, I would want him to get his money. I would want him to get his bag. I wouldn't want him to get injured and not be able to, feed his family after he didn't sacrifice his body for this game all his life, to get to this point. So I definitely feel like Saban and Harbaugh, even if Harbaugh didn't come out and say it, but even if he is thinking this way, the same way that Saban is thinking, I feel like it's very selfish. These are obviously guys that, I mean, I'm pretty sure Harbaugh played. Yeah, he played in the NFL. I think where we tried out. Saban, I'm not sure if he played in the NFL. But these are coming from guys who didn't really play at the elite level or play, of that status. So it's like, it seemed like they wouldn't really understand. But it's like Saban, it's like, yeah, it's like, how can you say this? Like, of course they have, like, what do you mean? Like, if you have a player such as like a Bryce Young, who's supposed to be a first overall pick, if he gets hurt, he's not going first overall anymore. That's
Right.
millions of dollars that's not on the table. So it's like, what do you mean? What are you saying?
And I've seen a lot of people saying, like, Nick Saban, he's already well off. He's been with Alabama forever. He's been paid forever. He can literally go anywhere
Mhm.
inside that facility. He can recruit any college player he pretty much wants to. Him and his family is set for life. Even after generations, even after Nick Saban leaves this world, Alabama is gonna make sure his kids are all right, his grandkids are all right, as long as they respect, the culture, respect Alabama, and as long as they stay around, they're gonna make sure they're set for life. Even if his grandkid, his great grandkid needs a job, Alabama's gonna always be offering.